I'm Sam, and this is SamazingTravels.
Week 20. That is 5 months that I have officially been away on this journey in Germany. Probably more German than I think I am. Monday, I had a spannend night. Exciting with Jean Canto, a friend of mine from high school. We played soccer together. We went to this bar called Bierbörse. It's really cool. The bar determines the prices of their drinks based on supply and demand. So the more someone orders a drink, then the more expensive it becomes, because it kind of works like the stock exchange. And you can see like all over the restaurant they have these boards posted up where you can read which alcohol is going up, which prices are going down. Our waiter was hilarious. We had ordered a beer, you know, whichever one we chose from the list, and he's like, actually, can I recommend a beer for you guys? And we're like, sure, why not? He's like, I think you'll really like it. It's a southern beer from Bavaria. I really like it. And we're like, okay, we'll trust you. So what if we don't like it? And he's like, well, if you don't like it, then fuck you. Of course, after he said that, he started cracking up, and so did we, because it was just so funny and direct. We didn't expect him to say that. I think it's the best experience I've had with a waiter in my life. It was hilarious. From then on, we were joking with him the whole night, and it was really just epically fun. All in all, Jean Fritz and I had a fantastic time at Bierbörse. Tuesday night, I found out that I had an interview with Babelsberg Studios. These are the people that made films like Inglourious Basterds, The Pianist, the Bourne Identity films. Obviously, I was freaking stoked when they're like, oh, we have an interview for you. And I'm like, ah, I landed an interview. It was my first internship interview. So not only was I excited that it was Babelsberg, but I was excited that I had an interview at all. I was starting to get a little worried, if you know what I mean. I get to Babelsberg and I meet the lady, Frau Wildenhain, that asked me over for the interview, and her colleague. And they're telling me about the internship position, you know, in the productions office. Basically, it was fetching coffee and setting up tables. They even said it to my face. They're like, this is literally like you're kind of a waitress. In my head, I'm thinking, gosh, this sounds like not really what I want to do. In the end, they told me I was way overqualified for this position that they had available. They asked me how I felt about the position, and I said, well, I just don't want to be fetching coffee. I want to have something where I can learn. And they said they had discussed that previously. So they're going to forward my application to the actual production departments. I asked for it to be forwarded to the directing department and also the sound department. And hopefully on their next project or film, they would need an intern and they would like to take me on. They said they were going to put in a good word for me. I'm going to hope for the best, that film project comes soon and in the time span allotted for my internship position. I hear there's a movie with Clooney and Brad that's gonna be starting filming in March, so that would be freaking insane. We'll see how it goes. Friday night, the GIZ had their Christmas party, so a bunch of us PP peelers went and found free Glühwein. That is a party I want to be at. Free Glühwein, free beer, free food. Sam's there. There were 7 different countries represented or something like that. The lady from South Africa had the best Christmas song. It was like so soulful, and there was like a choir in the background, and it was just like epic. It really put a smile on my face and got me into this Christmas spirit. After the GIZ Christmas party, we went to a bar called Schwarz's Cafe. This was started way back by this lesbian couple. It used to be that only women could come in and then men had to pay an entrance fee. In the women's bathroom, the sink is in the shape of a vagina. There are also 2 stalls, which, you know, they're respective stalls, but if you and your neighbor would like to, I don't know, see each other while you're peeing, there's this little heart-shaped door in the middle of the partition of the stalls, which you can like open up respectively, kind of like having a connecting hotel room. You guys can share your wonderful pee if that is what you want. Extremely interesting, and it was a funny bathroom. We took Jenny to McDonald's for the first time. She had a bite of the first McDonald's burger in her life. I was very happy I could share that experience. And then she said the fries were like crack. She couldn't stop. Everyone knows McDonald's fries are like crack. Kind of feel bad now I threw her into this addiction, and who knows what's gonna happen to her. I hope everything turns out all right. Saturday, my host family had some of their close friends over for Feuerzangenbowle. The way my host dad put it, it's Feuerzangenbowle, Glühwein, some kind of pastry thing, and Advent calendar. That is the Christmas caste system. Feuerzangenbowle all the way up here at the top. And that's the kind of party we had on Saturday. It was delicious. It's wine in this bowl that's like over like this little fire, and then there's a plank of sugar laying on top. And what you do is you take a ladle full of rum, light it on fire, and put it over the sugar. You keep doing that until it melts all the sugar into the wine. Stir it up and you have a drink, and let me tell you how warm you are after that. Francie invited me to go out with her and some of her friends. We went to this club called Puro. It reminds me of Club 50 in Miami. It's all the way on the top floor and you have this whole blick of like Berlin. We had a drink, we danced, and actually a really crazy thing was happening in the women's bathroom. We walked in and there was blood everywhere. I mean, like blood everywhere. On the sinks, there's like a trail of them leading to one stall. And then in the stall there was broken glass and just blood. Someone definitely was having a bad night. The next day, on Sunday, I was able to make it to cake and coffee time with an alumni from our program on the German side. He was part of the 7th PPP program. We are the 29th. He invited the current PPPers over to his house for like some cake. Very nice of him to invite us over to his home, chat with us, and then take us to Mexikoplatz for a Weihnachtsmarkt. That Christmas market was really nice. We had our first white Glühwein. After that Weihnachtsmarkt, Becca and I met up with Felix and his friends to go to a different Weihnachtsmarkt. We hit up 2 that night, 3 if you count the one in Mexikoplatz. I'm telling you, I can't get enough of these. Christmas in America won't be the same after this year, unless I bring the Weihnachtsmarkt revolution. Then. Hope you guys had a week as good as I did. Here's my week in review. Yeah!
Saturday morning, I went with Adrienne and Lara to KaDeWe, Kaufhaus des Westens. It is like a giant Macy's, basically, which has everything. And, of course, beautiful Christmas decorations to go with it. This is a really cool TV Santa sleigh thing. That's Lara playing with this globe and pretending it's an earring. We discovered a lot at KaDeWe that day. And there was also this live Santa Claus greeting all the children. There he is. Look at that beard. That's like a real beard. Pretty insane, right? I was like, whoa, Saint Nick. Here we have the beginning of the Feuerzangenbowle. We put it in that pot first, and now you see that bowl on the table? Yes, that one with that giant plank of sugar. That is what we are about to melt down. Everyone is gathering. And now the first ladle of rum is lit. Pretty magical, I must admit. And now, once the light is off, it really becomes cool looking. As you can see, the rum starts to melt the sugar into the bowl of wine. And it just becomes more and more delicious. Everyone watches in anticipation, waiting for that giant block to melt. It took about an entire bottle of rum for it to get through it all. It was kind of insane. This is probably why you felt real warm after drinking it. Finally, after that last little bit, we get to enjoy the Feuerzangenbowle. There we are pouring into our lovely, delicious glasses.